Good evening, friends across the circuit. This is me speaking from home in this very unprecedented time regarding the coronavirus. And I'm wondering how you're doing and how indeed we're going to manage in the next few months. You would probably have received a letter from me now or an email saying that all of our church worship is suspended, and indeed all of our activities that take place in the chapel have been cancelled. It's difficult times, and it's hard to question and to wonder what it's all about. And I'm sure as the days go ahead, we'll be even more concerned about friends and family who are having to self-isolate. And of course, the church carries on despite us not being able to meet for worship. We carry on in the way we love and we care for each other. We carry on ensuring that those who need to isolate are, and we try the best that we can to support them and help them. This is why we're doing videos like this, just so that we can put a message out to you all. Don't fear, don't be afraid, but hope. Hope is what our world needs at this time. Lots of people, perhaps on the news and television, are scaremongering and telling us that it's going to be a very difficult time. Well, yes, whilst that's true, we also have hope. The New Testament in 2 Corinthians chapter 5 tells us that if the building that we have is destroyed, we have a building in heaven, eternal in the heavens, and that is our ultimate hope. This life for us as Christians isn't all there is. There is more besides. So we must always have hope. Paul says again, rejoice, rejoice. I tell you again, in all circumstances, rejoice and give thanks. So although it's difficult to give thanks in this situation, I need to give thanks for the wonderful National Health Service that we have, for the fact that we are able to communicate like this, for the fact that we have good friends, family and neighbours who are all prepared to help us out during such a time of crisis and difficulty. I feel a little bit like the Queen giving her Christmas Day address to the nation. But really I do hope and pray that wherever you are worshipping, in your homes, contacting friends and family, ensuring that the love and care of our church can still be demonstrated as we support one another through self-isolation, we ask that you will continue to be prayerful, continue to be the disciples which you are, giving and enabling the church to do its work. I suppose there's a very real sense in which the work of the church is now being tested. You know, we don't just worship and serve when we come together to worship in our chapel buildings. We worship and serve day by day, 24/7. And I suppose now is the time when our mettle is tested, where we see whether we are prepared to ring our neighbours, to support our friends. I'm not asking you to go outside of the government guidelines, of course I'm not. But for those who are self-isolating, those over 70, which is nearly 2/3 of our circuit, and for those who perhaps have underlying health issues, be careful. Help them, support them, pray for them, ring them up, send them cards, send a prayer letter around, send resources around. Of course, this period that we're going to be out of action in our local chapels is perhaps the most important period of the year when we celebrate again the resurrection power of Christ. Easter is going to be very difficult and very different this year, not being able to meet together to sing our great hymns and to share in rejoicing, moving from Good Friday to Easter Day. But there are other ways we can do that. Send those posies of flowers to those who are ill. Yes, perhaps you mustn't be in too much close proximity of them, but still show that the church is loving and caring. That's one good thing that's come out of this coronavirus. Support groups all around are making themselves known and are putting themselves at the disposal of those in need. Shops are now giving certain times for the frail and elderly to get what they need. And I hope and pray that as we continue to do our bit for Christ during this coronavirus, that you might have continued hope some of our staff are in isolation, and that's my phone going, so it's proof that it's being pre-recorded. Some of our staff are in isolation. We pray for them. Reverend Diane hasn't been very well, and neither is Isaac McNish, and they are both making sure that they are keeping themselves to themselves. And again, if there are urgent pastoral care issues, please do ring our office or Teresa or myself, and all the numbers are on the front of the plan. We will do all that we can. Now, the Anglican Church is restricting weddings to only 5 people at a ceremony. I haven't made that move yet, and neither have I shut the churches for funerals. That may well come. I feel like Boris Johnson now telling us what's coming in the future. But that may well come, that we have to either cancel the weddings or whether we have to postpone. Now that's my mobile going off, by the way. My wife should be answering it, but instead she's going to run through the room, and there we are. So we might yet have funerals at the crematorium, and they would be restricted to immediate family only, and then there might well be memorial services in the future. So, and a word for all our young people and children, of course, all their schools have been cancelled as of tomorrow, and all their exams, GCSEs and A-levels. Well, you know, in my house I've got someone taking GCSEs and someone due to be taking A-levels. So there's concern around about how do they get their grades, what's it going to look like, and it's all worrying and a time of anxiety. So please do pray for our young people and our children. They love getting together, especially at worship and church with us. Pray for them as they continue to sort out their lives and their friendships during this time of not being at school. Now, I have to say that Ben is holding the phone here. I'm having nothing to do with the technology. I've just been given the thumbs up to speak. So I hope and pray that this will work properly and that you'll be able to follow the link on our circuit website, which is lizardandmountsbay.org, www.lizardandmountsbay.org. And when you get onto that site, you can click a link and you should be able to see all these videos. Steve Wild is posting a video every day, and you can see that on Facebook. Other notes from us will be on Facebook as well. We're going to be trying to produce some Bible study resources, some prayer leaflets, sharing the odd joke page with you, giving you a challenge to decorate an Easter hat and then parade it on social media if you can. And then keep ahead and looking for what we're planning. Now, one thing I do want to share with you, this Sunday's Mothering Sunday, and it's an important Sunday in the calendar of the church, but sadly we won't be together. And when Mothering Church was Mothering Sunday, I beg your pardon, was originally conceived, it was about going to the mother church, about servants having time off to go and to worship God in the church that they were belonging to. It's obviously developed now, but as we pray on Mothering Sunday, not only for mothers, but we pray too for our local churches. Pray for the circuit that we would be able to continue our work through this media, that you would be able to continue your discipleship, your giving, that's another thing I should say. Our circuit treasurer said, please do use the envelope scheme so that week by week we can put aside at the beginning of the week that which we're going to give to the life of the church and of the circuit, because all of the costs are still ongoing. Another initiative which I think is perhaps one of the best I've seen come out of this particular situation and pandemic is the initiative for this Sunday at 7 o'clock. Every Christian household is being asked to light candles in their windows and pray that there might be an end to the coronavirus pandemic. Prayer is never wasted. Even if we think that the pandemic is going to go on for 12 weeks or whatever, still please pray on Sunday. Please light your candles at 7 o'clock in all of your windows if you can, and join with a nation that is praying for the end of this virus, for the comfort of those who are afflicted, for our wonderful NHS staff, for our government, and for all who are looking to stop the spread of this disease. 7 o'clock on Sunday, I'll be lighting candles in the windows of my house. Every window, and there's a lot of windows in this house, will have a candle representing Christ as the light of the world. Join with me and pray that God's kingdom will come, that his will be done on earth as in heaven. I'm going to sign off now. May God bless you and keep you. Please do contact us if there are people you are concerned about that need special help, and we will ensure through our circuit network that one or other persons are able to respond to that need. God bless you at this time, and I pray that soon we will be united again in our worship.